Good evening, the great people of Biafra. Good evening, the great people of Africa. I welcome you. I welcome you to tonight's broadcast. And in this broadcast, there are a very, very vital information. A very, very vital information I want to pass through to you. Very, very vital and important in the security information that I want to pass through to you. So while you are joining, kindly invite other people to join. Before we begin, kindly invite other people to join while you are joining us. It is very, very important. The information that the whole world must see. Very, very important. While you are joining, please invite other people to join. Invite others to join. Very, very important. There is very, very important information that I need to share with you. Kindly invite other people to join us by sharing the video. Sharing the video with your contacts. Share the video with your friends. Share the video with all the subgroups with regards to freedom fighting. So, as you can see, in Nigeria, the headline in Nigeria is that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is in DSS custody. And other headlines are that Nigeria is putting all the terrorists. Nigeria is putting all the terrorists, Boko Haram, bandits, Fulanis, I'm not sure, ISWAP maybe. They are putting all these terrorists first in whatever they are doing in their budget. They put those terrorists first in their budget. And I am going to prove it to you tonight that they are putting the terrorists first when they are making a budget or when they are planning whatever they are doing. That is the reason why I say you should share this video, because we need to let other people come in. We need to invite other people to come to grab this information, because this information is very, very important. It's very, very important, so that when you hear a bomb blast in Nigeria, you will indeed know where it is coming from. Because Nigeria is busy. Nigeria is busy protecting the terrorist that is killing you. Nigeria is busy protecting the invaders in your land. Nigeria government is busy protecting the people they're supposed to be killing or shooting aside. If they could practice Operation Shoot Aside in the East, Operation Python Dance in the East, everything they practice it in the East, in the South. But when it comes to where they're supposed to be proactive in fighting terrorists, we are not talking about the indigenous people who are disobedient towards the law. Or we are not talking about the people of Nigeria who are disobedient towards the law. What we are talking about are the terrorists who are trotting through your borders, who are infiltrating your borders. Those are the terrorists we are talking about. Those are the terrorists we are talking about. Those are the same people, your president, those are the same people, your government are putting first in everything they do. I am going to prove it to you. They put them first in everything they do. They don't care about your infrastructure. They don't care about whether you drive on or you don't have a road to walk on or to drive on. They don't care about it. The only thing they are caring about is to make sure that the Fulani banditry or terrorists, all the terrorist organization operating in Nigeria, courtesy of this Nigeria government and some of the elite, courtesy of them, but they care about giving your terrorist a land. They care about making sure that whatever you are doing, you will work hard to achieve it. But whatever these Fulanis are doing, they just get it from the government. When it comes to these bandits, you will understand the human right of individual or human right of people in Nigeria. When it comes to normal civilian, they do not have human right. They do not have right of anything. They do not even have right of court appearance. They can call you a criminal at any time, detain you unlawfully. So now there is something I am going to show you. Maybe it is going to shock you for those of you who haven't seen it, or some of you might call it a propaganda. I will explain to you exactly what happened after I showed you that's this image. I will explain to you what happened after I show you this image. I want you to make sure that you keep sharing this video. While you are there, share the video for others to join, because this information is very, very important. It is very, very important that I share this information with you. I want you to look at this picture. Maybe you have seen it sometime, maybe you haven't. But I want you to look at this picture right in front of you. And while you are looking at it, invite other people to look at it, because some of you might remember. Some of you might remember this image. What is it all about? Some of you might remember this guy, and some of you might not remember this guy. But I want to tell you, and I am going to tell you about this guy. I am going to tell you what this guy did to you, and I am going to tell you exactly the whereabouts of this guy now. Because over all the time you believe that your government is making a decision that is going to be beneficial to you, they never made a decision that will be beneficial to you. They only make decisions that is going to be beneficial to the real criminal. If you look at it, all the Nigeria elite, all the police, our military, terrorists, all of them, they have a greater immunity. Whatever they do, they can get away with it. But what about you? What about you? And some of you are busy shouting for one Nigeria. This man in front of your screen is a terrorist. He is not just a terrorist. This man is a killer. He's a mass murderer. This is this man you see in front of you. This is this man you see in front of you. He is not only a terrorist, he is a mass murderer. Because this man, a news leaked. There is a news leaked that this man is cut loose by the Nigeria government. Immediately the news leaked, because the registered media will not be able to leak this news, because it is said to be a very secret thing that is going to happen. They're supposed to keep it very secret. But someone who understands that this man is a mass murderer, this man kill people, this man blast people with explosive. That person decided, knowing that his voice is not going to be heard, knowing that this news is not going to move around if he give this news with ordinary media. That is exactly the reason why that person used a fake account of AIT to make sure that this news come out. For those of you who are not ignorant, you will understand that this is really what is happening. This is not what you are seeing, is not a propaganda. It is not a propaganda. In case if you have forgotten, I am going to show and remind you exactly what this man did, or who is this man. I am going to remind you. This man you are looking at right in front of your screen, and this man that is said to be on the loose, is the same man behind the 2011 Christmas Day bomb blast that killed scores of people and wounded many at Street Teresa's Catholic. at Street Teresa's Catholic Church. Catholic Church, Madala, Niger State. His name is Mr. Kaburi Omar. Mr. Kaburi Omar. He was sentenced to life imprisonment by Federal High Court sitting in Abuja in 2012. He is being released. That was life imprisonment. He is being released. Immediately, the government saw this news on the media. Immediately, the government saw this news on the media. They made sure that they block it. They made sure that they blocked it. This is a terrorist. Because the reason why I want to show you that the only people who are being cared for or catered for are terrorists who kill people. They are terrorists who kill people, not activists who want a greater life, a better infrastructure, a better community, a safe society for his people. They are not cared for. They are supposed to be killed. But those who kill people are those who are supposed to be released. That is exactly what you are seeing today. This guy I showed you killed people. But today he is on the loose. He's probably cooking for another thing. He was granted amnesty by Buhari, according to the report. He was granted amnesty by Buhari according to the report. Muhammadu Buhari granted him amnesty. So now he is actually cooking for or hatching another plan. They are hatching another plan, and their plan, only one plan they have, is to kill you and make sure you run away from your community. Make sure you run away from your places. Displacement of people from their home. This is what they are doing. They have displaced many people. Almost all the communities in Zamfara state is being displaced from their homes by these bandits and terrorists. But every day, this government will be showing you they are dealing with Boko Haram. When they shoot one or two Boko Haram, they will show their pictures, images 200 times. You might even, if you investigate it properly, thoroughly, you might even find out that those might not be Boko Haram that was shot. Those might actually be the ones that were killed by Boko Haram and bandits. They will show it to you. We are dealing with terrorists, Boko Haram. Boko Haram is on the run. Because all this what they are showing you on the media. Because so many media are compromised. Even though a lot of them are trying to meet up. Because they know that what if they are not reporting what is happening, whatever that is going to happen is going to affect them themselves. That is the reason why they will not report this thing I showed you now. They are not going to report it. Even when it comes to their knowledge, they will tell you the news is not authentic. But maybe one day they are going to report it. When there is something, when another thing, incidents take place, when other people die, they might report it. But the present things at hand, they don't report it. I am very happy, and I can see so many media. They are actually doing a great job. They are actually doing a great job. So let me show the reason why I say that so many media are actually doing a great job. Okay, I think I will be playing that video later. Let me actually show to the world, because we need to show to the world exactly what is going on. It is very, very important. The reason why you are told to sit at home, the reason why you are told to be sitting at home instead of coming out, because so many people are telling you to go to Abuja to protest. So many people are just blurting that out or suggesting that you should go to Abuja to protest. When time comes, you don't need to go to Abuja to protest. You need to go and burn down Abuja. That is when the time comes. If Nigeria government let that time come, you don't need to go there for them to shoot you like animals. Because if you go there, they are going to kill you. That is the reason why you must follow what you are doing. If you feel that it is not bringing financial constraint to this government, you need to extend it, because you must follow what you are doing right now. Inconsistency in this sit at home it is not going to help. The only thing that is going to help is being consistent. You can only get freedom. You can only get what you are praying for only after you must have suffered for a while. That's the only time you will get result. Before a goal become a goal, it passed through many obstacles, which is a fire, before it becomes a gold. That is the reason why you must pay a sacrifice, because a sacrifice must be paid for anything to happen. There must be a sacrifice. Even during the time of the children of God, the Israelite, the ancient Israelite, when you do something, there must be a sacrifice to atone for the sin that you have committed. There must be a sacrifice for you to win when you go to war. There must be a sacrifice that will be done before you achieve anything that you need the power of the spiritual realm to come in. That is God's principle. It is God's principle. That is the reason why when people want to do money ritual, they tell you they need this for sacrifice. They need that for sacrifice. There is always something you need to trade in order to achieve at the next thing. If you don't trade in, you will never achieve. If you don't bring out money, you will never buy. If you don't have something, you will never barter, or you will never trade. You need to have something that you will use as a sacrifice. That is the reason why some people are calling it collateral. Collateral. That is the reason why when you join IPOB, you take an oath. You take an oath. That oath is part of the sacrifice. Because even when you want to be bribed, you remember that oath. You have sacrificed your carnal person. You have sacrificed your sinful nature. That is the oath. So that sacrifice is very, very important. In anything you do, if you do not pay sacrifice, you will never achieve anything. And that is the reason why these Christian leaders or religious leaders turn everything into tithing and offering, and they call it the sacrifice. Tithing and offering is what they use to deceive you, that you do not understand what sacrifice is all about. Through tithing and offering, you believe is the sacrifice that God is looking for. If you can remember a story in the Bible when Israelite and there is a nation that was fighting against the Israelite. We are talking about Israelite, the Biafrans we are talking about. The ancient Biafrans, your ancestors. When they engaged or they were at war with another nation, when they make a sacrifice, they go out there and win. But there was a nation that they went to fight, but the king of that nation decided to sacrifice his first son. When he sacrificed his first son, then they started winning Israelites in that war, because he made a very, very determined sacrifice. And sacrifice is what God look at and understand that what you are asking for, that you merit it. Because the amount of sacrifice you make will determine if you merit what you want to achieve before God. Because whatever you need to do, you need to use a sacrifice to achieve it. Be it anything. It is a principle of life. It is a principle of realm. You must pay a sacrifice to achieve whatever else you want to achieve. So what is your sacrifice as a people of Biafra? What is it that you are sacrificing for this struggle? A very important question you need to ask yourself. Very, very important question. Are you willing to sit at home? Are you willing to go to Abuja to protest so that they will shoot you like animal? Are you willing to sit at home and go hungry, maybe for 1 day or two? Which some of you have been hungry for 5 days without food because you don't have money to buy food, or you go and start eating a rotten food that is sold in your market to survive. So your sacrifice is to sit at home towards this struggle, while the sacrifice of me is to make sure that I source out information to give you, to make sure that I squeeze this time into my schedule all the time to make sure that I pass through to you information, to make sure that I help you to decolonize, to make sure that you hear this gospel of freedom, among others. Because right now, I'm supposed to be with my family, my wife and my kids. That is the sacrifice I need to make, because there is always something you need to sacrifice in order to attain hierarchy. For those of you who are murmuring because of sit at home, for those of you who are bringing mixed emotion because of sit at home, you need to understand that there is nothing that happens in this life without a sacrifice. That's the reason why when Mazen Nnamdi Kanu house was invaded, when his house was invaded, the trauma took his parents as a sacrifice. And they died that he may live. They died that Biafra may be actualized. That sacrifice alone, because whenever you call yourself a freedom fighter, whenever you are able to show your face to the world and exposing the atrocities of the world, you have become enemy to the influential people of the world. So that is the sacrifice that you have to make. The reason why you must sit at home is this. Let's show you the reason why you should sit at home, because there is never ever in a place in Nigeria where something like this happened without casualty reported. Let us see it.
Why would they be shooting us gun? Why would they be shooting us gun? Peaceful protest, they are shooting. Why would they be shooting? Gunshot everywhere. Why would they be shooting us gun? Why would they be shooting us gun? Over. Gunshot everywhere. Aya State Polytechnic. Chineke.
In case if you don't know about that video that I just showed you, these are people who were having the students who were having a peaceful protest, in Nigeria. The security agencies, they came firing live ammunitions on them, They were having a peaceful protest. They are students. These are not separatists.
Why would they be shooting us
They
gun?
were students having a peaceful protest. But what this government did, the only thing they always do is to fire live
everywhere.
on peaceful protesters.
Why would they be shooting
The
us
one
gun?
that was done in Lekki Tollgate. No one has given you a
Gunshot everywhere.
The panel
Aya State
that they
Polytechnic.
set all this years or all these months. It has been more than 18 months or up to 18 months. People were killed like animals in Lekki Tollgate. No one gave account because they were having a peaceful protest. These were students. They were protesting. That is the reason why when the medical doctors were striking, they were being threatened that they will not get a salary. You do not have freedom of protest. You do not have freedom to complain. You do not have freedom to complain. You do not have right to complain. You do not have right to protest. You do not have right to sit at home in Nigeria. What is it that you have right to do? The only thing you have right to do is to be killed by these bandit terrorists that are coming in demanding for your land for grazing, demanding for you to hand them over your land for them to start open grazing. Is it those people? Is it that type of, is it the only thing that you have, that you are entitled to in your home country, in your land, with your resources? Other people are benefiting from your resources and you are being killed. And some of you are coming into media clamoring for one Nigeria. Some of you are coming to the media talking rubbish, when the real thing that is happening, you, and it doesn't concern you, it doesn't mind. The only thing you want is let Nigeria be one. You need to go for a checkup. Anybody who is calling Nigeria to be one need to go for a checkup. They are not okay. Do you know the reason why I tell you? Whoever that is a Nigerian, be you who, once you are traveling, when you present that green passport, do you know what it means? A criminal has arrived. A Yahoo boy has arrived. A terrorist have arrived. Violent people has arrived. That is what your passport signifies to the world. Drug dealers have arrived. This is what your passport signifies. How many of you are very proud of carrying that green passport, traveling around Africa only? Talk more of Europe, talk more of United States, talk more of Arabs, talk more of Asia. Immediately once you come in, you will be the target of the security agencies. You will be the target of these secret detectives. You might not be aware of that, and you are proud to call yourself a one Nigeria. Many people in Nigeria, you need to ask whatever you believe in to give you a spirit of discernment, because any you don't have you don't have any. If you are able to discern what is happening in Nigeria, you will never ever call Biafrans miscreant. You will never support any organization that is going to proscribe IPOB or Biafra struggle, because Biafrans were able to see what you are not able to see. They were able to understand the things you were not able to understand. That is what Biafra did. And then you are blind, because so many of you, I know many people, I know so many of you are clamoring for one Nigeria because of all these criminal people who are predicting, who are prophesying to you that there is nothing will break Nigeria, that Nigeria is a good nation. Any man of God who preach about Nigeria being one again, that person is never ever a man of God, or he is hallucinating, or that man of God is being paid by Nigeria terrorist organization. That I can assure you. That I can assure you. Any man of God that stand in a pulpit, or any person who stands in a podium anywhere to speak, to promote the unity of Nigeria, that person is not a man of God. Even though I don't think there is any. That is. But anybody that comes to do such thing, you must proscribe that person immediately. You must proscribe that person, scrap that person out of the book of men of God, because they are not. Because so many of you who are so Christian, so many of you who are so religious, whenever you go to your church and they start preaching to you, this is a great country. This is a great country. There is no country in this world that is blessed more than Nigeria. Any pastor, bishop, deacon, whoever that start preaching that to you, just stand in the church and walk away. If you have a courage, ask that pastor, since 1960, more than 6 decades, why haven't Nigeria shown its greatness? and you are still preaching the same thing. Who is telling you that? Is it the same God who created me and you? Is it that same God who created me and you? That is the same God who is telling you that? I don't think so. I do not think so. Anybody who tell you that Nigeria will never break up, you must know that that person is bluffing you. That person is giving you a false hope. The amalgamation of Nigeria prior 1914 is expired. It is more than 1 century. It is more than 1 century. You must understand that when you become an apprentice, there is a certain amount of time that you will sign to serve as an apprentice. When that time comes, all you need to do is your separate from your boss, because now you are now ready to be independent. You are now ready to have independence. More than 6 decades, Nigeria has been a subject of nigger area. Now, you people in Nigeria, you've become a subject of British, a subject of late Lord Lugard. Even though your master is dead but yet you are still serving. Your master is deceased and yet you are still serving, waiting for God to come from the sky, or waiting for God to appear in the firmament to come and tell you that your service is long overdue. You need to have your own independent. Because that is the reason why they brought you religion. Because they teach you how to be religious. They never teach you discernment. They never teach you how to be spiritual. And that is the same reason why you are under captivity today. It will be better. It will be better. It will be better. It will be better. Generation to generation, it will be better. It will be better. It will anything that you did not get right and you die. How are you going to get it right again? Because one, you are going to start afresh. You are going to start afresh. That is the reason why it is very, very important that you achieve this freedom, this disintegration of the contraption called Nigeria. I know so many people who does not understand the reason why people are fighting to break out of Nigeria. Especially those people who call themselves Pan-African. They will never understand the movement. They will never understand the movement. It is true that white men from Europe came to Africa, a borderless Africa, and created many borders. It was a borderless Africa. But you need to still understand that the borderless Africa that was created by white men from Europe, that same borderless Africa was created to be a bordered Africa. And now they divided people, placed people with their counter, with the people who counter their culture, place people together with the people who counter their culture, who does not have their way, who does not like their ways of life. And the same people will never understand or be together or love each other because they have never had anything in common with each other. Then the people who have something in common with each other are being divided, impose them to another culture, teach them another language. They will divide you when you have something in common, and they will bring you together when you never love yourself. When, according to history, you have never had anything in common. You have never gotten along with each other in the history. Those are the people, those are the same people that are going to put together and create a border so that these same people they put you together with, the consequential set of people, will be enslaved by inconsequential nomadic set of people. And when I say I want to break out from this inconsequential nomadic thinking set of people, because me and them we can never work together. A wise man say that it takes two to tangle, and for two to tangle, they must agree together. They must understand each other before they will be able to tangle. If I am unable to love you, and if you are unable to love me, I can never force you to love me, and you can never force me to like you. So if you are not able to like each other, the most important thing is to separate. It is exactly the same thing as marriage. If you find out the marriage is not working, that one of you may lose their life along the line, the most important thing you need to do is to separate from each other and think about what you want to do with each other. And you think about how to go about your children, your offspring. Because of so many of you in the north crying what we have in Nigeria, people in the likes of Tony Bokwe crying for land mass. You don't know the power of Israelite. When they are free, when they are free, many nations will want to come and join. Many nations will want to come and be under them. That is the blessings of Israelite. The blessings of the children of Israelite. Did you see how British? Do you know how successful Britain is? British nephew and nieces are the world powers. These same people who colonized you. You do not learn anything from your masters. When they were colonizing you, you never learned anything from them. These same British, they had a very, very little amount of resources to live. They had a very little amount of resources to live, that they are not able to be developed. They are not able to develop themselves, their land. That is the reason why they came together and formed NATO. They came together, they formed NATO. And they decided to start coming into African countries. to exploit what you've got, to exploit the things that made you great. And they succeeded. The reason why they succeeded is when they plan, they execute it together. When they plan, they execute it together. They don't fight for conflict of interest while they are planning. It is only after they have won. Now, conflict of interest comes in because my nation, I must protect them, I must answer to them. But this is quite opposite. It is in Africa that when you are fighting for freedom or when you are fighting for financial freedom, instead of fighting to achieve it first, you will start thinking of what you are going to do when you achieve it. Now, thinking about it, it boils down for you to start fighting one another, or for you to say, let me take this one out of the picture. I think I can achieve this alone. And you take that person out of the picture. Along the line, you decide that you cannot achieve it alone. And you bring in another person. In another stage, you say, let me take this person out of the picture. The more you are taking them out, the more it is delaying your freedom, because you need to agree together to come together. That is the same thing you are fighting for. If you don't agree together, you will never come together. If you are fighting one another, you will never make it to come together. There is no difference between what is happening to you in that come together of called the contraption Nigeria. That come together called Nigeria. So you need to know that population matters. That is the reason why you don't need to rely on only on your own wisdom or on your own discernment to help Mazen Nnamdi Kanu in the DSS custody. If you see a wisdom that is very similar to yours, if you see a wisdom that you deem very important, adopt it. Adopt it. It will work for you. That is the reason why Illuminati was created. Because the world elite, they found out that the only way they are going to be great is to find greatness put together. That was only how they become great and greatest and greater. And you are still there. They became great because they gathered the genius, the people who have special abilities in the world. People who have special abilities. Everybody that with a special abilities was gathered and bring under one umbrella. If you have ability to commit a crime, you are selected. If you have ability to create a chemical weapon, you are adopted. If you have ability to change the world, you are selected. If you have ability to teach the world, you are selected. If you have ability of innovation, you are selected. So that is how this world, that is how you are going to achieve your freedom. When you are able to discover yourselves and being able to be loyal to one another, being able to love your neighbor, knowing that you share common enemy. If you start calling your neighbor your enemy, when the outside enemy comes, instead of you standing together to fight, now you are separate. You separate yourself because you guys believe that you are competing with one another. The same how what these the colonialists did. Division and ruling. When they divide you, they give you something to do in order to compete with this person, what they will give this person, making sure that you do not ever come together to love yourselves, because they know that the only thing that is going to help you is to come together to love yourself. Then you are able to break away from the contraption. That is the reason why they are paying people to make sure that they sabotage what you are doing. Because the only sabotage that is in what you are doing is to make sure that when you are building, the other one is making it collapse. But I thank God that this Biafra struggle is mandate from heaven. Is a mandate. So there is no one who will be able to put it down. But you need to know what to sacrifice. You need to find a way to pay your sacrifice. Because Mazen Nnamdi Kanu need to be released at all cost. Because if you go and protest,
Why would they be
you
shooting
are
us
going to
gun?
be shot.
Why would they be shooting us gun?
It's better you sit at home.
Peaceful protest, they are shooting.
The best
Why would they be shooting?
and the little you can do. So many of you, when you are told something,
Why would they be shooting
so
us
many
gun?
of you in Biafra land,
Eh?
when you are told something,
Don't shoot, that's
or
the
when you are advised to do something, you will tell those people who advise you, or you start challenging them. You start challenging them. Do you know the reason why you have those mentality? That some of you will tell those people who are telling you this to come back home and do it with you. Do you know the reason why you have that mentality? I know that so many of you still believe that Ojukwu caused war in Nigeria and ran away. That is what they have been instilling in you, that made you to believe that Ojukwu caused war in Biafra land and ran away. Because that is the same reason why Mazen Nnamdi Kanu spoke to you. So many illiterate, so many people who never look back to the history, so many people who don't understand what is happening, they will tell you, come back home and do it. Why are you there? You will never realize that there are all the freedom fighters. At some point, they ran away to exile. And they are there so that their voice may be heard in their country. Because if you put them down, how are you going to get the information that they're supposed to pass through to you? There is always people who will be doing the walking. There is always people who will be doing the talking. There is always people who will be doing the fighting. There is always people who will be doing the getting the benefit, which are the minors. The minors amongst you. So when you are giving instruction, knowing that you are fighting for what is very, very important for you and your generation. Try to consider. Don't think about the person giving you instruction not being there. There is also something he is sacrificing, because he does not have freedom. Just like you, who is just going to sit at home. You get information, but you don't wear the uniform that the whole world called a criminal, that the whole world called a terrorist. You don't wear the uniform. The only uniform you wear is to make sure that the world see that you are in support of your freedom fighting. But those people who are in exile are the people who are in the forefront. I just want to correct that initiative. When someone tell you or advise you what you are going to do to help you, those people, they are in advanced countries, right? Sorry for that interruption. But what I am saying is for you to understand that these same people, they actually had the opportunity to run to exile or to go to exile, because the reason why they are able to know more is because they had the opportunity to go to the land of those people who put place you in your captivity. That's exactly the reason why they are able to talk to you. They are able to know that you are being marginalized, because so many of you who are a fulefu in that place in Nigeria, you will be believing that everything is all right. You will be believing that everything is all right because you see food to eat 3 times a day, but you are being killed. The people who are the manufacturer of that food you are eating are being killed in their farms. You don't see that. You don't know that. So that is your problem, because you are not informed. You have not traveled to see how the white men countries are. And these people, their country is beautiful because they came to Africa. They took your buffalo. They make these countries beautiful. They took everything useful that you have, that you are undermining. They are building their own land while you are enslaved by your own leadership, by the name given to you, the nation you call your own, the franchise of slavery. Niger area. Niger area. That is the name given to your country. And you are so proud to be called a slave. You are so proud to answer a nation called a slave area. A slave area. You are so proud to answer it. And yet you say you are educated in Nigeria. And yet when you present to yourself, you talk big, like your mind works more than every other nation's. That's exactly what I want to understand. Why do you go to school? What do you go to school for? So when they are there telling you this is what to do, you must know that this is the what they have enjoyed in another man's land, in the white man's country's land, where those same people where in who colonize you and place you in that contraption called the nigger area, the land of slave, and made you slave and make you these people to marginalize you, that they have exercised that right in another man's country, and they say, let's take this exercise back home, that our people may be able to achieve from this exercise. But instead of you acknowledging these people, you are busy criticizing them, believing that they are sending you to your dead end. They want you to enjoy the freedom they have enjoyed in the land of the white. They want you to understand that you have some certain right which you are being deprived of, just because you lack information, just because they see you as a slave. And that information is here, what we are here to be giving you. That is the reason why you should pass this information to the next person to hear it. That is also digressing from the topic I am talking about. But whichever message that comes in, we must treat it. That's why we touch many places at once. All you need to do is to pay attention. They are interrupting what I am saying because I am actually talking about slavery. So, I don't know if we are heard on Facebook. I don't know if we are still heard on Facebook. So, as I was saying, I will stop using the word slaves and all these things. That's why they are dropping my frame. So, I want you to understand that what they have enjoyed is what they want to bring to you. Therefore, when they tell you to do this, because this is exactly what they do in order to enjoy those benefits. When they tell you it is your right to sit at home, you sit at home. Because when they decide in this place where they are enjoying those rights, when they feel that those rights are not coming how they should be coming, they go on strike, they go on protesting, so that the government will know that they have noticed what is going on. That's why they are able to advise you on most of the things that you need to do to help you thrive in this time that we are suffering all over the world. So, another thing is that you have seen when people protested, live ammunition was fired at them in order to disrupt that protest, because there is no freedom of protest in Nigeria. It is also in Nigeria today. It is also in Nigeria. The pension funds of ex-security, they are not paid. The pension fund of this security, retired securities in Nigeria, they are not paid. When they are being paid, they are underpaying them. The pension fund. When they are being paid, they are underpaying them. But in some developed countries, they are paying pension to even people who never worked in the government. When they retire, they pay pension to them, even those. They pay pension to them, even those who never worked in the government. They pay pension to them. Remember, the people who are entitled to pension are people who work for government because they put money into their pension fund, so that you don't think that those pension is just government appreciating you because you have worked for them. For that 50 years or for that 20 years that you work for government, the money you are putting towards the pension fund and the interest, those are the ones you are retrieving. Those are the same money that you are getting back during your time of your pension. Not to talk about in Nigeria, the people who fought crime, who are called the police. Their pensions are not paid. That they even took to the street. Took to the street in lamentation to tell the world that they are dying of hunger. These are old people who worked for the damnable zoological republic. They are not getting paid. No wonder all the police, when you deploy them on the street, they start harvesting people's organ. They start killing people because they have iPhone. They start hijacking people, giving them ransom to pay, giving them ransom to pay for their cars as well. That is the same reason why all these things are happening. Because you have someone like this government who does not care about their own people.
The amount we are expected
And
to
sometimes
get
I don't even
is they should be paying us the same salary that we retired with.
What comes to
because
some people
if
in
you can go to other
Sometimes I don't
uniform
blame them.
organization now,
Because you
they are
can
paying
see
them
now
the money
this
that they are
current
collecting
generation,
when they were in the
ones
police.
who
And
are
apart
not
from
seeing
that,
the
they should
ignorance,
remove us
are
from the
not seeing that
PENCON, because the PENCON they are cheating us a lot.
Is bringing us smoke.
The PENCON they are cheating us a
That they
lot.
haven't
Even
seen
the
that
little money,
Nigeria,
there was a
it is
little
time
money they pay
to go.
presently
It is
now.
time for that
We went there, they said they are not going to
It is
pay
time
us,
for the
that they are going to
disintegration
split
of that
the money.
damnable enclave.
Some people will find 150,000 in their account, and
They
they will
are
say
not
they are going to be paying them
until they get
1,500
old like
naira
this,
every
and they
month.
start
So
crying
we are asking them that what of the
people who
arrears,
supposed to pay them,
because that money is supposed to be
they
paid
are
to
still
us
in
before now,
damnable
and the money was not paid.
Republic.
When they pay the money, they say they are going to split it into 1,000.
they
They
get
should remove us from PENCON.
paid?
We want to go back to our normal pension.
How will they get to be paid?
Scheme.
They don't even understand whether we have served Nigeria. After
That is
serving
what
Nigeria
you
for
need to
35
do.
years,
When he
many
was
of
young,
us
he
died
never
in the course
realized
of
that
this
Nigeria
war.
is a bad
Many
country.
of us suffered.
If
Especially
he
somebody
started
like me that
fighting
work in
now
Maiduguri,
that you have
I
started
carried
fighting,
corpse of
at his age, at your
Boko
age,
Haram victims, over 100.
He is not going to be crying like this.
University Teaching Hospital mortuary.
That is it.
Because the way people were
Because
killing.
you
And as a
slept
policeman,
on your
you can never
comfort
refuse to
zone.
go and
What
do that
you
work.
are actually
But
doing
yet,
by
we will end
promoting
up-
the ways in
government
Nigeria
will
is
take
going
a
about
pay not
is
to give us
you are taking a loan
to say go.
That is exactly what
I'm even
you
lucky.
are doing. You are
Some
taking a loan.
who retired earlier
Enjoy
than me
now
are receiving
and pay
20
later.
something thousand as CSPs
Or
in the
maybe
Nigeria Police Force.
you are not even
It's
enjoying.
a far,
That is the
we are
worst part
crying,
of
we are
it.
begging, and we
Hope to enjoy
know
now
that the
and
National
pay
Assembly
later.
can help us, because it was under this scheme that the military, the DSS, and the intelligence community were removed from the contributory pension scheme
That
in
is the best
2014.
phrasing for this.
We are aware of that. You can also help us, because if we are waiting for the police, they
The best
are,
phrase for that
they are
is
benefiting from this scheme. The hierarchy of the
hoping
police is
to
benefiting from
enjoy
this
now
scheme. They own the
and
MP
pay
pension
it
limited,
later.
which is like a limited liability company. That's why we plead with you, sir. Help us.
Retired police officers staged a peaceful protest against the pension scheme in Kaduna and Abuja on Monday, September 20th and Tuesday, September 21st,
They always give you a
respectively.
hope.
In a bid to express their
60
grievances,
years
the
there is
officers
no
chanted solidarity songs while marching to the
stable
State Police
electricity.
Command headquarters and the National
60
Assembly,
years there is
displaying
no
their
sewage
disapproval
system.
in what they described
60
as a
years
killer
there is
scheme.
no pipe-borne water.
ASPL Nathan
Germs are killing you
Jared, the
because you
secretary
are
of the
drinking
FCT
shitty
chapter of the
water.
Association of Retired Officers of Nigeria
Germs
under
are killing you
Continuity
because
Pension
you are
Scheme,
drinking
who represented other retired officers at the
unrecycled
National
water.
Assembly in Abuja, expressed his
That
grievances
is why germs
over the
are
poor
killing you.
payment received by others after 35 years of service.
You believe
And
you
at that
are
time, we
drinking
have served up to
spring
something
water.
years. Some have served
That's
up
why
to 30
when
years
you are getting to
before
the
that
age of
time.
45,
And
50,
on retirement,
you start
what they
suffering
paid us is
from
just a
different
peanut.
illnesses.
We have
or the other.
complained, we have written severally. No
Because your
positive action
immune
has
system
come
is
up.
being
That's
busy
why today
working
we repeat
at
what
your
we did
young
on the
age.
28th of
When
April.
you are going
in which you
old,
addressed
your
us
health
and you spoke
starts
with us that the
deteriorating
Senate is going to do
because
something
your
about
immune
it. Thereafter,
system
we
will not
got
be
a
able to
letter
work again
inviting us for
because
an
it
interactive
is
session
tired.
with the Senate. That was done. And
The last
it was
60 years,
also but
you are
in that
still
forum
crying
that
for
it
the
was
pension,
AG was advised
which
to
you
set up a
saved
committee to see how
while
we can
you were
amend
working.
or to bring a proposal for the
Nigeria is
amendment of
stealing
section
from everybody.
51A of the
But not
2014
everybody is able to
Pension
realize
Act. That has not been
what
done
is
till
going
today.
on.
Instead, what was done,
because they are wallowing
from what
in their
we saw, they sent us a letter that
is
they are
the
going to
reason why
constitute a
you see
committee to do that. But yet,
old people
from that
taking
June
into
till
the
now,
street
nothing has been done.
to
Instead,
protest in
the MPF
lamentation
pensions
that
and
their
our big men were touring the
pension
zones,
fund, which
that
they say
paying policemen or
from
retired
their
officers
salary
and hiring tax from the park, that we said
is
we are
not given
comfortable
to
with
them
the
today.
contributory pension scheme, which was a big foul. We never said so.
are you paying attention?
While responding to the questions of the retired officers, Senator Haliru Jika, the chairman Senate Committee on
If they don't
Police,
care about
said the
people who
Inspector General
serve-
of Police, Usman Alkali Baba, was meant to
diligently,
submit an amendment bill
or
through the
maybe
committee so as to decide on what Parliament will present the bill. Jika further assured them that the bill will be treated as a private member bill.
Care about you as a
Of promising to you that if that one is not done,
that
I
is
personally
the
will
thing
take
you need to put together
responsibility
before you call
and,
yourself,
deal with the bill
that-
as a private
or
member.
before you
I made
convince
that
yourself
promise.
that Nigeria will be better one day, or will be good
and I
one
am
day,
still
or
on
Nigeria
it.
is a great country.
But on your part also,
It is
you
a
are supposed
contraption
to
created in a great
submit
land,
an input for us to move forward.
that when
know
you
your
disintegrate that
problems much
contraption,
better
you will
than we
realize
do.
the greatness of
But
your
I
land.
assured you, even that time, that we are with you.
If you
we
are
stand
able
by
to
you. And your
disintegrate
interest,
the
honestly,
contraption,
is in
you
the
will be able
foremost
to
of our
realize
minds.
the greatness of your land.
It will be recalled that the
It is
retired
a
police
great
officers
land,
had earlier
but
threatened to
something
embark
need
on a
to be
massive
done.
nationwide protest
Disintegration
if
of
they are
that
not removed from
contraption.
contributory pension fund and moved back to the National Pension
You
Commission.
go back to your roots.
For some time, police
Go
officers
back
in the
to your
country have been
culture.
kicking against the pension scheme. They had
Instead
requested
of
for retirement
celebrating your
allowance for
culture.
police officers who were trained on various skills. They also complained that after spending
celebrating
several
a
years
culture
serving the
that you do
country,
not
the federal government chose to treat them
even
with disdain.
understand, because you are put together with people who do not have anything in common with you. Just like you heard the president of America giving a speech about what was happened in Afghanistan. He's made it clear that these are different kind of people who never understood each other, were put together. That's why there will never be peace in Afghanistan. Then I think about, what about you if you make any sense from what he said there? That's why you should pay attention. That is the reason why in Africa, the biggest terrorist attack in Africa is in Nigeria. In the Middle East, the biggest terrorist attack is in those oil and high resourceful land, Afghanistan, because they did their divide and rule there also. They bring people who will never understand each other together and give power to the Taliban. And when Taliban realize, no, we have enough power now, we are going to drag our masters away in order to enjoy the benefit of the land that they have taken over. That's how it works. And that is how you are going to be taken over in 2022 by this Fulani, because they have enough resources. And that's the reason why they are still borrowing. And that is the reason why they want to return every money laundered by them. And they will be saying, we want to return every money laundered by politicians. That is a strategy to retrieve those money that they don't know how to retrieve individually. They will retrieve it, and then they will still use it to fund the takeover, because they are not going to give you account of what is being used for. Even if they give you account, they give you account. Do you have your calculator? Do you have your calculator with you to know that they are giving you an accurate figures? So these things are the things you need to put together to understand that you are not in a country, you are in a contraption. You are actually in a cave. You are actually in a jail, in a prison. But I want anybody who is listening to me, I want you to share this video while I am going to be talking about this issue, because this is issue which is going to affect Biafra. This issue is going to affect Biafra. Which month are we in today? This month is the month of September. In the month of October, this issue is going to start affecting Biafra. In the month of October, in the middle of October. This issue that I am about to tell you is going to be affecting the Biafrans. Because the reason why I am going to show you this and I am going to give you this information is because if care is not taken, it is going to shake the struggle. It is going to shake the struggle if you don't start to mitigate this now. It is going to shake the struggle. When you undermine a pot, that pot will quench the fire that is sitting on top of. That is the reason why you should not undermine this information that I am going to give you. Because I know people are good in undermining information. What I am going to tell you right now is that, let me show you this video. I know you are very, very familiar with this video. Ifeanyi is playing his campaign. Ifeanyi throwing soccer ball. Ifeanyi throwing clothes. People are, at least it means that what we are preaching is actually manifesting. Because where these people are coming from, you see, this looks like it's a marketplace. This looks like it's a marketplace where these people you see are coming from, or they started this around the marketplace. The people who come to a market which has a lot of population, and then they will see that those people just come to hustle without having in mind what they will hustle or what menial job they are going to do around the market. And when they see this type of people, they will believe they come from a very remote area which they are not well informed. They are not well informed of what is going on.
Stop.
Then they don't have that. They don't have electricity. Maybe they don't have television. So those are when they come into the market in a township or in a city once in a while. Then they are able to, when they see this type of thing, they call it opportunity. That's they will start chasing after these people. Because the reason why you see this few number of people, the reason why I am referring it as a few number of people is before Mazen Nnamdi Kanu invented Radio Biafra, when you see this type thing happening in Biafra land, people, there will be a lot of stampede. But today you see they are reducing in number. Those are still the same people who need to be well informed. They need to be well informed. Even half of them are Fulanese and are Bokis. Half of them, they are Fulanese. So, the most important thing, because these people, they always put a plan in place, a plan B, to bring their people, pay them, so that if the people they are targeted are not coming out, they will not be ashamed of themselves, or they don't want to show the world that what we are preaching, that you are hearing it.
I know the talks.
So you see these people, they are hungry, I know, but they are selling their goods. How do you think that a governor will do this during their campaign, undermine you, moving on a touring vehicle while you are walking beside and behind it? They are throwing things for you. you are catching them. You show them that you do not have something called dignity. You do not have anything called dignity. Even if you are hungry, you need to understand when people are undermining you. You do not understand they are undermining you. How do you think they see you catching their penny, cent, kobo? They see you running after it, causing stampede, catching these small things. When they become government, how do you think that there is something they will do for you that is below this level of throwing things on the streets? How do you think they are going to? If they want to do campaign in a developed country, the campaign they do, they can be talking, going around, maybe they will be going to do their rally. But when they get to where they are going to do their rally, what is going to happen there is that they will be addressing the nation. Addressing the nation, trying to convince you to give them your support. They don't throw things knowing that people that will disrupt the movement of the people will disrupt the road, will cause obstructions on the road. They don't do it those because these people, they don't care about humanity. If they want to do campaign, if they want to buy you to vote for them, they should respect you and bring food parcels in your house, door to door. They shouldn't be doing this. Campaign is done door to door, not running on the road, throwing football, throwing t-shirts, and you are running after them as if you don't have hope, which the same hope they have been preaching for you ever since you received your British independence. And you keep putting yourself as low as this, and you believe that they will do something that is higher than higher than what they are doing for you here, because they believe you deserve a peanut. They believe that you deserve to suffer before they give you this peanut. That is the same reason why they create an event like this, throwing these petty things that you know that you are bigger than, just because you want it to come for free, because you never enjoyed a free lunch in the contraption called Nigeria. Everything, it doesn't matter what it is they are throwing to you, even if you can stampede in order to get to it, even if it's a soccer ball, that you appreciate any gift, even if it is a bomb, you will appreciate it. That is the level they have placed you. That is where you have found yourself to be, and that is the reason why they will never take you seriously. And that is the reason why you will never get an equal share in this damnable zoological republic. And that is the reason why it is important to go to your separate ways. Nigeria was created to make sure that they fund the northern people, because the northern people are actually the ones who are traveling to the south to buy those people who are taken to America. They are the way they are moving cattle today. That is the same way they were moving slaves and selling them to white men. So that is the same people who they gave the power, and you are believing that there is something that will be different coming from them. They brought you together. You were what you were called that time. It wasn't Biafra that you were called, but You were what you were called that time. And they were what they were called that time, the northern people. Everybody was on their own, minding their businesses, promoting their culture. When it comes to business, they have a very circle, a very round table, which is a common ground for trade and by barter. That was how it is. If you don't achieve those things, these people minding their businesses first, people handling their affairs, you will not be able to achieve that borderless Africa that you want. When it comes to business street, whenever it comes to business street, you come together. But when it comes to culture, managing of infrastructure, managing of yourselves, your resources, you do it yourselves independently with your people. They do their own with their people independently. If you want to have a business relationship or trade by barter relationship, create it in the long run. But these are not being done that way. Because they know the more you are together, the more you are easy to be exploited. That is how it is. So I want you to go and tell Stefano, that we have discovered his approach. We have discovered all his evil plans. We have discovered all his evil plans. Remember, I told you in the middle of next month,
500.
situations are going to be intensified. They are going to intensify.
Okay, come take the 1,000.
The southeast.
The
The reason why it is going to, the situation is going to intensify is because people like Ifeanyi Uba, who have been spending money, bribing people, making sure that they stop this news of there will be no election in Anambra State. He is dishing out money to people, making sure that they stop anybody who is in government that is supporting the movement of the people or movement of Biafra. The same people they are going to, they will be bribing those hoodlums. Those hoodlums that distract the struggle. When they see that they are bribing them and they are not bringing them results, guess what they are going to do in the middle of October? What they are going to do in the middle of October, this Ifeanyi Uba and his accomplices, they are going to bring a massive terrorist in the uniform called the military in Anambra State to start killing innocent people, to make you very scared, so that on that day you will come and vote. And they will tell you they have tackled the security challenges that will stop you not to come and vote.
Give me that cap, give me the cap. Give me the cap, give me the cap.
Because they always try to make what will make you to win. They turn that thing to be a very, very evil thing to you. Then what will make you to lose? They promote it, they present it, they furnish it, they garnish it, they spice it up, make you believe that it is what is going to make you to lose. That is the politics they've been playing with your life, where you are going to benefit don't bring it to you, but where you are going to do, they present it. That is the reason why you are saying that there will be no election until they release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in Anambra State, or there will be no election in Anambra State, which was the last command given by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu before he is captured, which you are not willing to listen to him from the DSS custody, not to, so that you will stop preaching this, because you are not going to listen to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu while he is still in DSS custody to say that no, let there be election. It is not supposed to be happening. Before, if they want, they believe that they have convinced Mazi Nnamdi Kanu.
And we don't get crowd already.
Call off.
So we don't get worry again. And take somebody.
The campaign. They must release him so that he will be able to call off the campaign.
Abacha. I need abacha.
When they release him,
Locally made,
because
get
of
this,
the
no place
campaign,
where they fry.
if he will be able to call it off. Because it is very, very important that these people are shown how serious you are. How are you going to show these people how serious you are? You make sure you continue to tell people there will be no election in Biafra land, and it is going to be enforced. It is going to be enforced. Because if eventually these people give you small amount of money, you come out that day, you vote. The next 8 years, you will still be crying of hunger that you are crying today, even worse than what you are crying today for. If you are not realizing these things, I don't believe that you will ever realize or you will ever achieve anything good in your life. Because this is the best thing that has ever happened to you in that contraption called Nigeria, is this movement of the people. That you are able to understand that you have the right to protest. That when you protest, they end SARS. So, that is you moving with time. Because these governments are moving with time, pushing you back from the time they have come from. They're moving with time, pushing you backwards while they are moving with time because of their selfishness. That is the reason why you have your market environment being as dirty as you can ever imagine. That is the reason why you see those type of things happening. When it rains, you cannot even go to your places because there is no erosion track. That is why when you go sick, your doctor will not treat you until you pay him, even if you are dying. But in abroad, they have a system where if you whatever that is happening to you, you must get treated first. The available Medicare will come and pick you up and get you treated first because they understand that it is a person who is alive. that will make money. So, at the end of the day, what am I trying to say? What I am trying to tell you is to send a message. Make sure you keep sending a message, reminding these people that will be no election in Biafra land. You need to remind them there will be no election in Biafra land, except Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is granted, is released unconditionally because he never committed any crime. You cannot say he's being that for them to grant him amnesty. He never committed any crime. So he just need to be released with compensation. That it is an open check compensation. That is what they're supposed to do for him. Because if let me show you a trending news, very, very important. But before I show you this, make sure that you start thinking about how you are going to relay this message to people that there will be no election in Biafra land. If Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is not released to come and say otherwise, and you are not willing to listen to him from DSS custody, that is how powerful you are when power belongs to the people. When you understand that power belongs to the people. Those are the type of decisions that you will be making for the betterment of your generation. Because when they get used to you making a very positive decision and enforcing it, that is when they will realize that you know what you are doing, and they will begin to take you seriously. But if you don't realize, they will never ever take you seriously. They will never ever take you serious. Look at it. Pension are not paid to ex-police and ex-security. But Governor El Rufai is requesting 140 billion naira for 14 ranches to fully settle headers and their families in the state. 140 billion naira for 14 ranches to fully settle the headers and their families in the state. What is the business of a private people who are doing their farming or animal business just because they are nomadic? Just because they are nomadic. Now, government must come in by force to find them a grazing route, fund it, buy them cow. There is nothing is being paid back to the government. All these things is a private individual. Because even when government is paying you a pension, they have exploited that money they are paying you, because that was your money initially that you're supposed to be receiving in a lump sum you receive every month when you are working. So now, after exploiting that money, yet they will not pay you, or when they want to pay you, they underpay you. And you are not realizing that what you are doing, you are doing it for them to get used to knowing that you know you're right. That is when they cannot beat you. They don't have a choice than joining you. They don't have a choice than to join you. Because when one person cook for people are going, it is not going to be enough. But when people cook for one person, he might not even be able to swallow one spoon of it because he can't finish it. That is the reason why you must know that you are majority. These your exploiters are minority. What you say stands. There will be no election in Biafra land until they give you the account of what is happening in Biafra land prior 1960 of independence, prior 1967, 1968 when the war ended, when they preached peace, that the war ended. That is the question you need to bring to the table and ask these people who call themselves the governor, the elite, the northern, the southern elders. You ask them what has been the reason why you have never achieved a good infrastructure, a good road, a good prison yard or correctional service, or a good atmosphere. And until the 21st century, what was the reason? If they are able to give you account of what they have been doing that make them not to achieve these things, then you will give in to what they are saying to you. But if they are not, which is impossible, because whoever that goes in, they loot, they come out, you go out to the polling station, you vote for another person, they go in, they come out, you go out to the polling station, you vote for another person, they only practice nepotism. They only practice nepotism. Whenever they go in, they work with nepotism. They work with favoritism. So that's why if you don't know any influential person, you must just hide your face. And it will keep being like that. It will remain that way until you change, until you understand that you need to make these people believe. You need to push these people to the highest level that they will realize that you are not going back and they cannot finish you. And when a spirit comes into you, when you descend on them, they will never stand a chance against you. Because that is when the spirit of unity comes into you. You will prefer to have that unity, even if it is the last thing you had before giving your life, because you will be content with one another, that you will work together to achieve everything that will make you great, regardless of the sacrifice. That is the reason why I am calling on you, the grounders of Biafra land. You need to know there will be no election in Biafra land. Because if you had an election, things get worse. They are threatening you that the northern Fulani or Fulani, their masters, are going to impose on them, just like they impose Hope Uzodinma to Imo State. So they are threatening you like that. Make sure that what they are trying to say, that Anambra State will be declared state of emergency or whatever they are trying to tell you. But they don't have the power. They do not have the power. Even if it happened, then you will know that they don't give a damn about you. It will make the world know that they don't give a damn about you. That's why you want to give a damn about yourself. And for you to give a damn about yourself, you need to make them know that you cannot take it anymore. That is the only language the world understands. I can't take it anymore. That language is a very strong language that you don't want to speak. It is a very, very strong language you don't want to speak. When you tell them you cannot take it anymore, on that day of election, you play your video game. On that day of election, you cook the best meal in your house. On that day of election, you call it a family day. On that day of election, you find something fun doing with your family. Let the dead bury the dead. Period. You are going to be more you are going to achieve your freedom that day. That is the day you are going to show the world we are fed up with what we've been passing through. I can't hold on anymore. So that is the same day you are going to show the world. Because if you don't show the world, they will not realize what you are doing. Because the only way they are winning you is whenever you complain. When they will go somewhere and pick up a counter complaint. People who will counter your complaint. That is how, but I am advising the world to be able to recognize whenever this government is bringing things to counter your complaint, like what they did in the United States recently, such as this. What they did in the United States.
Killer president.
This is a wrong video. What they did in the United States. This is a wrong video. Pardon me. It is a wrong video. So that video of where people are holding green, white, green flag, protesting. That is actually the video I am looking for. But I don't know. I haven't got the video. So okay, let me check again if I have the video. So even if I don't find the video, it is a video of where people are protesting against the breakup of the contraption called Nigeria. And apparently these people who were protesting, they are not even Nigerians. They were hired. They were hired to come and protest, to counter the protest that has been going on around the world. That is how you will know them. Let me tell you how you will recognize them, this type of people, whenever they gather. You will recognize them by their numbers. Whenever you see a small number of protests, you must know the small number of people holding Nigeria flag. Okay, let's say those amount are protesting holding Nigerian flag. And the massive that you've been seeing in the world for the past 2 months are protesting. Okay, let's say we do it by voting. Who is gonna win? That is how daft these people are that are presenting all this fraudulent protesting, which America's supposed to investigate and bring those people to book. If they know that they are indeed a truthful nation, they're supposed to bring those people to book because the prima facie evidence is there. Because at the end of the day, you will understand People are dying. What people are protesting for is actually people are dying, is to protect lives. And they hired these hoodlums. Bribery. Bribery is a crime. It is accomplice to criminality. It is mastermind of criminality, bribery. And yet people came to America, a whole America, a whole first world country, mighty Babylon, America, and they bribe some hoodlums in America who have the greatest technology in the world, who dictate for us what we must do with our lives here. And you saw people protect and counter protesting against people who are crying, lamenting for their security, making sure that they are protected from terrorism. You counter the protest. Who is your sponsor? The sponsor of you is obviously a terrorist, which means there is a terrorist in your land sponsoring people to counter protest against, to the protest against people who are protesting for their safety. That is accomplice to terrorism. In case if you are not aware, let me remind you, America. Because people don't pick it up when it happens, because it concerns nigger area. So now we pick it up. We are asking America, what is the meaning of that? We are asking the most sophisticated security, the most sophisticated democracy country, nation, saw people being bought over to come and jeopardize the cry of helpless people. Is it not criminal? Is it not criminal that need to be brought to book? So if you don't bring this criminality to book, you don't even deserve to come to these nations and go and arrest anybody that you feel like you have indicted because they did any fraud to America or the other. Because you will see evil that is causing these people. When you want to fight a crime, I believe you start from the grassroots of the crime. When Osama bin Laden bombed America on 9/11, you went and put your military in Afghanistan, Iran, in order to prevent that from happening again. Right? That's what you told the world. So, at the end of the day, you saw the root of where the terrorism is coming from. You blocked it, right? Now you have seen in your soil where the root of the terrorism, that your soil held where the root of terrorism or the sponsorship of where the root of your problem is coming from. And you don't want to investigate and bring those perpetrators to book, because they are bringing the name of America down, apparently. They are showing us that the corruption in Africa have extended to America. The corruption in Africa has extended to America. You saw the interview. He said he was paid. The other one doesn't want to show them their face on the media because they are as guilty as MDF. They are guilty punkers. So that is the thing that you will tell yourself. That what you saw yesterday or day before yesterday is criminal and they need to be brought to book. Because I respect America and I know that they don't tolerate any atom of criminality done in their soil. If they change now, then I will understand that they are hypocrites. Indeed. I will leave that one there. I will leave it there. I will leave it there. And then there is some video I want to play
Northern Consensus Movement
for.
again retreated.
Before I play this video, actually, before I play this video, I want you to make sure you start sharing this video because it must get to the hearing of all these politicians. All these politicians from the South who believe that there will be 2023 where their dream will come true to becoming the president of this damnable zoological republic. I want you to share this video to make sure that it gets to their hearing those who believe that they are certain to get presidency 2023. Let's share this video to them because these people, you know, they are not diplomatic. They are not diplomatic. That is the reason why whatever they are planning, you will be catching them out if you pay attention. So since you were not able to catch them out, I will do you the favor to tell you that your dream is not yet ready to come to pass because you will keep being a dreamer. Keep sleeping until your dream comes to pass. Because you don't want to begin to use your head. Share this video while you hear this.
Their stand to stand against any Southern president come 2023 as the governors in the South oppose open grazing, which is livelihood of Fulanis in the North. Addressing pressmen in Abuja today, the president of the group, Comrade Awar, said Nigerians are not happy with what Southern governors are doing. He said the Northerners will not accept to vote anyone that is not from the North in 2023 with the arrangement of opposing open grazing.
Deliberately refuse to adhere to the provision that the president is trying to make just because they have an innermost plan. They have a plan, they have a thinking, they have a motive that they are trying to execute. That is the reason why they decided to refuse to comply with that. And in any case, this is a political situation. We are in a political government. And under a political dispensation, the voice of the people is the voice of government. Government has no authority on its own. Whoever become a governor, a president, a senator, a member of House of Reps, a member of State House of Assembly, or a local government chairman is doing that on the neck of Nigerians. Now, Nigerians are not happy with what these governors are doing, even within the state that they reside. The people that they think are the members or the citizens or indigents of those states that they think they are truly not happy with this, because we have received several complaints, even from the Yorubas themselves, that their governors are doing what they are doing. And again, like I said, we're under a political dispensation. And these same people are saying that they needed power in 2023. I wonder how we, the Northerners, will accept to vote anybody that is not a Northerner in 2023 with this kind of arrangement that is going on. That openly, even though, even as at this time that you are not in government, you are already indicating that you cannot unite the country. You are already you are already segregating against Nigerians. You are already depriving some Nigerians from their means of livelihood. Now that you have not been given the opportunity to lead Nigeria, you are already doing this. Then what more if we decide to accept that we will support any candidate from the south or southern part of Nigeria? It means the north will be gone. I think this is also a better and stronger basis within which we will continue to clamor and call on our people to know that they cannot and should not and should never, and we will not allow through the ballot box anybody that will not unite this country to be the next president of Nigeria in 2023, because automatically you have indicated that you cannot hold this country together. If you are given the opportunity to lead, you are only going to divide, because what you are doing now is a method of division. It's an indirect dividing the country, because where you deprive me of my means of livelihood, and what else do you expect?
Are you hearing it? I hope you are hearing it. They will never allow anybody. They will never allow anybody. He put through the ballot box because he is speaking and addressing the world through the ballot box. But the real thing is that they will never choose any of you who is not willing to unite the nation, because they are insecure that, while, okay, prophecy. They are insecure because they know that if they lose this one, you have achieved your freedom. You know? That is the reason why they will never lose it, because they want to colonize you. Hausa people are already colonized. They moved to Benue people. The Benue people are still fighting. So Yoruba people are still fighting. So that is the reason why Hausa people, you might be surprised that is the reason why they are not lamenting enough, even when they are being taken away from their homes. So this guy is telling you, Southern dreamers, you people in the South who are dreaming of 2023, that it is not possible. Because when they lose it, it is not possible. They know that, okay, they don't want to put you in that position because you might not preach the unity of Nigeria. You will not preach the unity of Nigeria. That is the reason why they will never put you in that place, because they don't want to. They don't want to risk it, because they know that their time is expired being with you. That if they risk it, they will never ever come back to it again. Because they know that the reason why amalgamation was done in 1914, the budget deficit in the North is being taken care of by their reserves. But they don't want to accept it because they don't want to leave you alone. That is the reason why Deuteronomy 28 says that they will cleave unto you until you are destroyed. They will cleave unto you. Those pestilence are going to be cleaved unto you until you are destroyed, because you choose not to champion your culture. You choose not to champion the way that God gave you, which is called your culture, or whom you are. You choose not to follow it. And that is the reason why these people want to cleave unto you. Even if you manage to cut them off, you will never manage to take their head off. It's like a bee. When they bite you, they will get stuck on you. That is what Bible was talking about in the book of Deuteronomy 28. So, as it is, the only way you will be able to win these people, because if you do not get the power in South, you are doomed. If they did not get the power from the North, they are doomed. So it is not even a game of choice. It is no longer a game of choice. So you think they will leave you with any choice? If you eventually become president from the South, them knowing that you have listened to Radio Biafra, because they know their cup is full. Why do you think they want to silence Mazen Nnamdi Kanu? Because they don't want you to hear Radio Biafra again. They don't want you to hear the gospel again. When the real gospel comes in, the whole world trembles. That is it. In this world, you must understand that anything that wants to happen in this world must be radical. Anything that must happen, must take place in your benefit, there must be a radical movement for that to occur. And that radical movement is what you called sacrifice. If there is no radical movement, these people will never ever give you that power. Even if they want to give you, they will give you one of your mumu. They will just give you one of their mumu that they know that they have reformed the way they reformed their terrorists. Because how they reform these terrorists is making sure that they present to you what you will never say no to, because they know some of you are greedy. So these people need a radical movement in order to fix these people, in order to solve this problem, in order to solve this contraption, which has no leadership. Because the contraption understood they have no leadership. That's the reason why they saw a true leadership in Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. They decided to make sure they confiscated that leadership from you, so that you will still be like a sheep with no shepherd, which is how they have been leading you, and yet you call them your shepherd. There is something I want you to grasp tonight, because it is very, very important that you decolonize with that regard. These people will never give you power from the South again, because the Fulanization agenda in 2022 is going to. That is the reason why they exterminated Melafia. That is the reason why they made sure he go down, because they will never ever give you anything called power. And they know that Mel Lafia have some of the database, and that Mel Lafia have some of the vital information, because he's a politician as well, who discovered himself. That is the reason why they took him away immediately. They don't even want to risk it. I told you, in the hospital in Gwagwarada, they refused to resuscitate him, even when they were able to do so. They refused to resuscitate him, even when they were able to do so. So now he's dead and gone with all the information. But I know that that information is with someone as well, who will rise up very soon when the spirit of Mel Lafia visit the zoo again. Because everything, that is why the Quran teaches the Muslim that every prophet that comes to this world, just like they said Jesus was a prophet, Muhammad was a prophet, that every prophet that comes to this world, they always come with a message. They always come with a message. So that their message, the message that Mel Lafia came with for the people in the north or in the middle belt, is to save them from the decolonization. The message Mazen Nnamdi Kanu have for the whole Nigeria is to save them from colonization. Then these two people, they made sure that they went for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, because the more he is opening your eyes, he is doing damage to the status quo prior 1960. So when they sideline these two people, they know that the people in the north, they don't ask questions. Most of them are like sheep. They don't ask questions. They just follow. But there will be someone who will rise up to ask questions about Mel Lafia that will still cause problem. So now that is the reason why they took him out. They were so scared, knowing that Igbo man said, I want you to pay attention to what I am about to say now. They are going to be very, very sad to understand So when these people were giving you their messages, it was sinking in that even some of their politicians change hearing your messages because it is in them, but they were too scared to make it known to the people because they already know the plan of anybody who will try to decolonize you. the plans they have made or put in place for anybody who will try to wake you up from your slumber. That was extermination. When they saw bravery in IPOB and Biafra, led by Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, who has the mandate to lead the movement, and they began to speak for the whole world to hear them. That is the reason why they cut him down, because they don't need to risk this so-called 2022 while they are giving you hope of 2023. If the North will turn against them, they know that they already know that Fulanese are not more than 2 million in Nigeria. Fulanese, they are not more than 2 million in Nigeria. But when you ask them, they tell you that there are 75 million or 40 million rather. They count our Hausas, which they have converted to be their slaves, as them. As number of years that they have spent in that region. They use it colonizing Hausa people the way they were colonizing us as African, to make sure the way European colonized us, to make sure that when we go to school, we learn how to speak their language first, making it our priority. And learning how to speak their language, competing with it, while they are learning physics and chemistry in their language where they will understand it the most. So they will never allow you to have that important information called education. So when you will be going through the university, you will be learning how to speak good English instead of learning how to do science and physics and chemistry. Instead of learning how to or learning biology, microbiology, they will in place a very furnishing English during this teaching that you will not be able to comprehend if you're not a genius. The question, with that, you will go through school because you are able to understand their language. They graduate you, leaving you with nothing to innovate or to give back to the society who trained you in the school. Because their language is the most important thing for you. When you hear it, you believe that that person knows better. When you hear the spiced up language of your colonial or colonialist, you will believe that whoever that is speaking knows what he is saying. When you hear your own language, you believe that this person is an illiterate. That is the reason why he is speaking to you, his brother, with your language in front of the world. You know, that is the worst thing that ever happened to a black man in Africa. And that is what they are doing with you. That is what the Fulani did with the North. That is why when they count themselves as 75 million, you will know that they have swallowed Hausas. So now when you discover that these people know that their last time of leadership is Now, that is, do you think they risk it for nothing? When Buhari died, they put this plan in place. I didn't know that Nigeria can be very intelligent. This Nigeria leadership are very intelligent. It means that they are grabbing for IR while they are teaching you first IR. Are you grabbing it? Are you understanding it? They are grabbing and working with 4IR, giving you first IR. Can you imagine? They are able to clone another Buhari. He's going to represent you around the world because the world presidents, the significant world presidents, are being bribed to shut up because not even being bribed, they know that it is not like they are going to bribe them because they know that if they don't keep quiet, they are not going to be benefiting the way they are benefiting in that nation or from that nation. That is the threat. The whole world leader will keep quiet. Even those part of the world you believe that there is no crime because you don't see their news on the TV. So, how they are ruling this world of yours in that Nigeria is that they have decided that they want to Fulanize you. They have made a plan to take over you for good. If you don't know it. A new colonialism is what is rising from everywhere of the world. That's why America is very, very scared of China. That is what it is. A new colonialism. These people decide they want to colonize you. They want to colonize you using pre-1960 constitution. They want to use it to colonize you. That is the Fulanization. Fulanization, which is going to bring in Sharia, is it Sharia law? Yes, which is going to bring in the law, the Sharia law. It is going to bring it. You should be asking those people in the north who are your friend, what is this like to be a country that has a Sharia law? Because they will know better. Al-Majri law, Caliphate law, those are the law they're going to present to you when they conquer you. Because this is the time of no colonialism. Because the end time is now. Where what happens to the end time, what will happen in the end time is that the gallant people, the people who started planning on time, they will win because it takes resilience to win. Principle God used to that governs this world, principle of that governs this world, because this earth was handed over to Lucifer, right? So he laid that principle. Whoever that win, you become their subject. No matter what they do to win, no matter if they kill the half of your population to win, it doesn't matter. They will call it is a war. The only thing that will be done is to make peace talk. If they make peace talk, finish. So these people can never achieve their agenda in 2022, which Nnamdi Kanu delayed the process prior 2015, prior 2016. He delayed the process because that was the only agenda Buhari had. That was the only agenda he put in place for you. That's why even after he died and buried, they were able to clone this person they are showing to the world, because the whole world, significant world leaders, know that their nation is benefiting from you dying in this Sahel area of Africa, or rather the contraption called Africa. And at the end of the day, you are suffering, smiling. That is the reason why they don't see you suffering, because you can never bring anybody from Europe and make them suffer and expect them to act like everything is all right. It does not work in that region. They start complaining, I can't take that anymore. Until you learn how to say, I can't take that anymore to your leaders. Until you learn how to say, I cannot vote for you anymore. I cannot come to the polling station anymore because I am coming humbly. I am coming cowardly. I am coming unknowingly, handing my life over to a vampire. Every 8 years, you cowardly walk because they threw ball, t-shirt, money on the air that will make you stampede one another. You go there, you vote. The same year you voted, when you believe that the state is segregating or the country is under segregation because there is a new government, you give them 1 month, one year. The 1 year is still segregating. 2 years segregation, 3 years segregation, 4 years, okay, 3 years segregation. No, okay. 3 years segregation. Then beginning of the 4th year, or maybe begin the middle of the three years, they start bringing soil to fill up the road. They start telling you that that students will get paid or will provide employment, just like Ifeanyi Uba is brainwashing the Anambra people today, and you are allowing it to happen, and you are allowing yourself to be subject to it. So when these type of things are happening, you must understand that you have the power to stop it. That is the reason why you must not go to the polling station on the 6th of November 2021. You should not go to polling station in Anambra State. On the 6th of November 2021, which is the election of the gubernatorial election is taking place. So when you advise yourself, it is very, 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 very vital advice. I'm waiting for someone to advise you. That is the reason why we are advising you to advise yourself to sit at home on that day. Let the dead bury the dead. Buy everything that you want to buy, even panic buy before the day. Panic buy before the day of the election. The reason why I say you must panic buy, the same way you panicked buy or bought. You panic bought during the time of or during the inception of lockdown amid the COVID-19. So panic buy so that on that day you will be enjoying with your people, your family. Don't even let your dogs out. Don't even let your chicken out, so that the whole world will know that you are fed up in those road accidents, that you will have accident 2 days, the bodies are still on the road. 2 days, no help. That you will find someone laying on the road for complete 1 week in Nigeria, a dead body, traumatizing children, and you wouldn't say anything. You believe everything is all right. I advise you to come out of her. Come out of her. Like the say, come out of her. These people called your oppressors. Come out of her, because they will only instill in you the knowledge of inequality. Knowledge of inequality, exploitation, wickedness, extrajudicial killing. Those are the things that they will make sure that you are achieving while they are busy taking the resources coming from your underground. That you are the reason why they brought you together to solve their problem of poverty. But today, they now took over you. And you are hoping and depending on them to solve your poverty on your side. Try to reason, connect the dots, so that whatever decision you are making, you make the right one. Let's continue listening to him.
Me to do. What else? And we are talking of crime and criminality. And we are trying to see to it that crime and criminality is reduced to the barest minimum. The government at the center is doing everything humanly possible to ensure that crime and criminality across the federation is being reduced to the barest minimum. But by this act, you are indirectly instigating violence. You are indirectly instigating chaos. You are indirectly, expressing that you are not willing to continue to, to harbor other Nigerians from the other part of the country that are resident in you. And I've said it before, I'm going to repeat it again. In Kano and Kaduna alone, you have more than 19 million, in the entire northern Nigeria, you have more than 19 million Yorubas resident in the 19 northern states. And not only resident, these guys owns personal property, land, farmlands, houses, and shops, and what have you. And we live with these people peacefully.
Threat.
We try as much as we can to protect
them, to protect
their lives, to protect their properties. Why is it that the properties and the lives of our own people that are resident in your own state is not being protected, is not being guided? That is not to say that we don't know what we are doing. We are not fools. We also have feelings the way you have feelings. We think the way you think. We can act the way you act.
You are
but we
already
have been trying as much as we can to restrain our people from taking the laws into their hands. And by what you are doing, you are instigating violence. So we are saying that the southern governors
agree
should
to
go
it.
back and have a
But
rethink
reality
of this their policy.
is
We don't
reality.
have problem with their policy for as long as they
Mieti
are
Yala
going
is
to provide
your leader.
an alternative for
Be
our
you
people that
who,
are resident there.
if you
Most
want to be
especially with
the
this grazing
real
issue, if
boy
they are going to provide
of
alternative
them,
for the
which
Fulanis,
they will present in
build
front
grazing reserves for them, and then
the
let them go into the grazing
ceremonial
reserve and be
president.
paying you
Because what you
on
normally
meritorium,
have
or
in Nigeria
even if it is rent on a monthly
is
basis.
ceremonial
But you are
president.
passing a law that says you do not
Ceremonial
want to see a
president,
single
rather.
cow moving on the street. You do not want
Those
to see
are
a
the
single
type of
cow moving on the
president
street,
you have.
and you do not
While
provide
Mieti
an
Yala
alternative for them. For God's sake,
is
how
the
will
remote
they feed those
of
animals?
that TV
How?
that they have showed
How
you.
will they be able to feed these animals? And you keep on arresting these
That is
animals
the reason
and
why
also charging fees.
you
Arresting,
are
charging,
seeing
and collecting fees from the Fulani
a
nomads
picture
that are
like this.
innocently trying to find a way of
with the name, with the
putting
partisan
ends, together.
APC.
We are saying no to this, and we're also made to
That is
understand
the reason
a lot
why
of these
you
charges
are
that were
seeing a
being
picture
given,
like this.
there's even no receipt for the charges. You only charge them, and at the end of the
While
day, they
with
leave,
partisan
you leave,
APC
arrest their
politics
cows, and then
that they
charge them
practice in
exorbitantly
Nigeria.
before releasing the cows, and the next 3 days you come back and re-arrest again.
If you don't pay
This is not the best way
allegiance
of
to
revenue generation.
Mieti Yala,
If
if
you
Mieti
want to
Yala
generate
does not
revenue,
like you,
you
forget
should
it.
build
And that is the reason
ranches.
why Hope
After
Uzodinma
building the ranches, then you can enact
have
your
no
law,
choice.
then push the Fulanis
Being
into the ranch.
a
Those that
sellout,
refuse to obey those laws,
being a
now
selfish
we
human
now know
being
that
that
they
he is.
deliberately refuse to
That
obey
is the
the laws,
reason
and
why
we are law-abiding
he
citizens.
went to
Northerners
pledge
are law-abiding.
allegiance
We are Nigerians. We believe in
Mieti
Nigeria. We
Yala,
respect the
and
laws
they
of Nigeria.
hypnotized
We will
him
never break the law. We will
and
never
sent him
support breaking the law of the federation.
like their
but you should
disciple,
also not
like
instigate
their
breaking the law, because what you are doing, you are instigating violence indirectly.
manager.
With this, I will rest my case. Gentlemen of the press, if you
He
have any
went
question,
there
I'm here to answer.
and he keep representing them
That
very
is the
well.
standoff.
But they,
That's
but
not
what
just the
all
group. We
these people
speak
are
for
not
Northern Nigeria.
realizing,
This is
if they finish use you, they use you
the stand of
to a
Northern
limit.
Nigeria. The stand of Northern
They use
Nigeria
you
in
to a
2023 is that the North still have
The-
a balance
the
of 4
highest
years,
thing
and
you
will
might
continue.
come in is to
We will make
become
sure
a
that we
senator.
balance of our
If
4 years before
the
moving power.
highest
We were even beginning
to become a
to
senator,
think that we can consider
what
our
else
brothers,
are you
because
going to become?
politics is all about number. We
after
have the
terrorizing
numbers.
your
We have the
and
numbers,
you
we
know
have the
that
voting
they
strength.
made it
And you
very,
cannot
very
become a
clear
president when you don't
that
have
these
the
political
majority of
parties-
vote. We have the majority of vote.
These
We were
political
willing to give that
parties
majority of vote to other
will
parts of
be
Nigerians that we feel
competing with
will
one another,
harmonize,
when they are
unite, and move
competing
the
with
country
one
forward.
another.
But we understand by this
You
act
will
now,
not
it is
have
clear
time
to us
to reason.
that it is
You will
good that
not
we are
have time
standing
to
on
think.
our position. It is good that we are still
That
insisting
when we
that
are
the North will
competing with
continue
one another
until after
to
20
know
after
who is
2023,
going to
until
exploit
after
their
4 years,
people
then we
more.
can now come into round table
When you
and begin to
exploit
negotiate.
your
By the
people
act
more,
of
you
the
win the
governors of
bet,
the
you
South,
win more.
Southwestern state,
When you don't
it is
exploit
clear
your people,
that they cannot. If any
you
of
will
them
never
or
win
anybody
more.
from that part becomes a president, he cannot unite this country. He will not
That is how
unite
it
this country.
is.
He will not work towards the
That is
general
why
and
they
national
deploy
interest of
people like
Nigeria.
Hope Uzodinma,
And we, the Northerners,
Dave
are known to
Umahi.
be fair
People
in
are
judgment.
dying
We are
in their
fair
soil
in
every
thinking,
day.
and we are
Their
fair
people,
in
and
leadership.
they
And
are
that was
buying
why
the
today,
media,
if you go, you
showing,
find out that
making the media show what
most
they
of the
want the media
infrastructural
to show.
development that has taken place under
These
the
are
present
hypnotized
northern
governor that
leadership
is imposed
is done
on you.
in the southwestern
why
part
you
of
find
Nigeria
this-
and the southeastern
the-
part,
the
with a
same
very little of it taking
leaders,
place
the
in the
same
northern part of Nigeria. Even with
political
that,
elites
the
are
southerners
the
and the
ones
easterners
telling
are
you
still
that
complaining
you want
of
Anambra to
marginalization
be
and what have you.
another
Then
Hope
if you
Uzodinma
give-
to be
if
imposed on
this
you in
act
Anambra
has
State,
indicated
making
that
it
if
obvious.
given the opportunity,
It's just that
then
they
we are
will
going to
never
be slaves
accept it
in our own
that
country. For this,
Buhari
we are insisting that the North
no
will
more.
continue to hold on to power. We have
They
to
won't
vote.
use it as a
Whoever that
politics,
needed to be a president should
because
go
they
and
have
contest
their
under a
they have
political party,
limits.
and then
They
let his
have
credibility
their
sell him,
limit
and let the
of
vote
whatever they
count.
are
Let the
doing,
vote decide who
because
becomes
Mieti Yala
the next Nigeria's president.
make them to have this limit. So that is why it is like this. If Mieti Yala does not choose you, who are you? If Mieti Yala does not choose you, who are you? Mieti Yala is a president of your president. He's a governor of your governor. He is a minister of your minister. Mieti Yala. That is what you need to understand before you convince yourself and say that TB Joshua said, even if they all this crisis in Nigeria, it will never break. All this crisis in Nigeria, it will never break. That is the reason why he said that. It was actually because of the building collapsed. I think in 2015 or 2012? The building that collapsed in the synagogue. And the nations which this building killed their family members are still pushing the case from outside the country. They are still pushing the case, even contacting the international community. And the promise that Nigeria gave to him, if he will be able to convince Nigeria, because if you want to build what is going to shock or what is going to place Nigerians into poverty in the next 50 years without them minding, you go through their religious leader and the most influential religious leader. So that is the reason why this issue of building collapse was hunting TB Joshua and synagogue from in and around Africa, around the world, because the world wanted an answer. The world wanted justice because so many people knew or believe that the building was built without a building, is it a approved plan. People from the Zimbabweans are believing that the building was built without a proper building plan. People from the South Africa are believing the same thing. And there is a lot of publications just because of bribery. Those publications were not shown to the world because they were suppressing it on the media, Then Nigeria eventually promised TB Joshua that they will be able to clear his name from that atrocity. And that is the only way he will be cleared, if he get the support of this government, of this Fulani. Because remember, he said that it was terrorists who fall down the building because helicopter flew to and fro back and forth. He said it was a terrorist who brought down the building. And okay, let's assume it was a terrorist, right? Let's assume it was a terrorist, which there is no forensic evidence to show that it was a terrorist because of these helicopters that was flying to and fro. Okay, even if it was a terrorist, Nigeria can say, or this terrorist organization can say, deny it, that the investigation been done, that the building plan was not approved. So he never used approved plan. That's why the building collapsed. TB Joshua is attracting the jail time. That is it. And Emmanuel TV will be attracting a big fine. So, and this matter will be discussed in a criminal court. The international community are supposed to come in. So that is the reason why TB Joshua made that statement he made to buy the support of Nigeria to defend him, because he knows that that case is cooking. He knows that that case is coming up from around African countries, because people are decolonized. People are decolonizing. Then that is the reason why he made that sentiment or that comment he made. And after making that comment, it wasn't long enough. He met his end. Because sometimes you can sin against flesh. You can be forgiven or pardoned by God. But when you lie or sin against Holy Spirit of God, your grace is gone. That is how it is. If you want, you believe it. If you want, you keep dwelling on TB Joshua's prophecy or sentiment, which took away his grace, because that is selfish. So at the end of the day, because he knew the truth, he's supposed to say it. But he did not. So as it is now, you must realize that don't any religious leaders who is trying to convince you, you shouldn't listen. You shouldn't pay attention. Any religious leader who is not preaching against the evil that is happening in Nigeria, you shouldn't go to that church anymore. Because they are scared. And the religious leaders are not supposed to be scared, because they are motivational speakers as well. Any religious leader that is not speaking up against the atrocities done in Nigeria, done to people in Nigeria, you should not go to that church anymore. It is very important. This man is the leader of Nigeria. That is Mieti Allah. What he says stands. I want you to understand that you are fallenized. When you understand that you are fallenized, I believe you will still have time to defallenize yourself. And I am going to leave it here. Until we meet again. But it is very, very important. It is very, very important that you remind Ifeanyi Uba, who is busy dishing out money to people, dishing out money to jeopardize the decision made by people, to make sure, because he has every confidence that Anambra State governorship election is going to work in his favor. So he is doing with among the other ones who are also fighting to make sure that this election is happening, or will happen rather. So you need to focus some energy to him, and whoever that is championing his cause, to understand the message and the instruction. Because at some point, they need to listen to the people. That is the same reason why people are going to the polling station, because they want to listen to you through vote. So if you sit at home, now they need to listen to you through the same vote. Because when you go there, you must vote for one of them. You stand no choice. If you say you are going to vote, you must vote for a politician again. You will always vote for a politician because you have no choice. You can never vote for a person who is not politicians. And to become a politician, you must know that part of you is sold to the devil, because it is politics of Illuminati that is same played everywhere around the world. The politics of Illuminati, politics of control, dictatorship, but systematically. That is how their politics or policy works. That is why you will never understand it, because they do theirs systematically. And you will believe when you go into court with them, they wrote your constitution. They will prove that it is not of the book, whatever they are doing. But do you stand a chance to prove them wrong? You don't. That is the reason why you must prove your governors right first. Remember, it is not long ago they hide the palliative given to them to give you while you are sitting at home hungry. It was not long enough. It was not long time ago, rather. Maybe a year ago. It's even gonna be 1 year next month, maybe. That was when they killed you. In the name of NSAS. So the only advice that I'm giving to you is the advice of making you to understand. Confiscate the power that you handed over to these people. You cannot consolidate to get that power back. You can only confiscate that power. That's how it becomes yours. And the only simple way you are going to confiscate this power is by sitting yourself at home on the 6th of November 2021. Sit at home, enjoy yourself, act like you never had leadership, because they never ever given you a leadership. They gave you tyranny, dictatorship. That's what they did. But I will leave it here. Make sure you share the video for others, that they may understand what exactly is going on. We are going to meet again tomorrow, the Sabbath day, if I have a message for you. But for now, I hope you have a good night.